Hi there, this is David, and welcome to New RPG News. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, but first I do want to say thank you so much for checking your subscription status. I had a lot of people still tell me last week that, hey, yeah, I wasn't subscribed. So again, double check, make sure, because of that hack, a lot of people just left, and I do want you to make sure. And what really always shocks me is it's people that normally watch my videos a lot and comment a lot, and then they still were like, oh, wow, I wasn't subscribed. So yeah, just double check right there. But first up, with our news, we have a rumor. I don't lend a lot of credence to this rumor in particular. There's been some other rumors, such as the Persona 3 remake and the Skies of Arcadia remake that I do lend some credence to. This rumor, not so much. It says Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remaster is in the works. The reason why I don't lend so much credence to this is because it was just some random guy, Pikmin Snezkov, over on Famiboard's message board and a Discord discussion, basically saying everybody knows about this in the insider circles, but nobody wants to talk about it. There seems to be some sort of agreement that they want to keep it as a surprise or something. So yeah, then it says previously, this leaker came forward with details of a alleged cancelled Donkey Kong game, only to then recant their own account and renounce the information. So, yeah. Well, I personally would probably like a remake of this game. Do I think it's going to happen? No, at least not by this rumor, although I will say, this really is like the season for remakes, so if it was going to happen, now really is the time. You know, Nintendo should ride the popularity of the Switch and do it up and make this remake. I think it would make a lot of people very happy. Moving into some Square Enix news, we have a Final Fantasy XVI pre-launch celebration live stream that's been going on June the 11th. There's not really much to be said around here. It just says that they're going to be hosting the celebration in Los Angeles at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be live streamed. And then there will be further information, so they're going to be, playing the game, and you've got new details about Final Fantasy 16, which personally, at first, wasn't really excited about it, to be honest. But the more I've seen about it, and especially after they dropped that last, 20-minute gameplay feature state of play thing, whew, I am chomping at the bit to play this game, actually. I'm really looking forward to it. I think that we've all heard this rumor before. This rumor in regards to Final Fantasy XII, basically saying that Vaughn wasn't supposed to be the original protagonist. That the original protagonist was supposed to be Bosch or Ash. Maybe they wanted a female protagonist, or they wanted somebody who was more in tune with the story. But whenever they hit focus groups or something, people were like, no, I can't relate to such an old guy or to this woman. I can only relate to some stupid teenager. So we need to inject Vaughn and his little sidekick Pinello. So this has been a rumor for quite a bit of time. I think everyone, again, has heard this rumor, but it has finally been debunked. Yasumi Matsuno himself cleared the air and said that is a fake story. This is in a tweet. It says down here, well, I guess the confusion here is the rumor that Bosch was supposed to be the main character of Final Fantasy XII. Shot in the dark here to see what is true. And then he himself replied, that rumor is a fake story. Thank you. So, yeah. It has been a long-standing rumor, basically saying that, they were originally going to make it an older RPG, something in the same vein as Vagrant Story or Final Fantasy Tactics, both of which also took place over in Ivalice. Now, Final Fantasy XII, as you know, took place in Ivalice as well, but it went a much younger route, having Vaughn in there. It says here, the rumor made the rounds for nearly 20 years, suggesting that Final Fantasy XII's original vision changed to be more approachable for all players, with Vaughn, an energetic street rat, who bore a striking resemblance to Tidus, being introduced as the core protagonist. But now that has been struck down, that is just a rumor. I have to bring this up because it's like an arrow to my heart. I am dying inside. Over in Japan, Dragon Quest X Rise of the Five Tribes offline expansion is launching in May. They already got an all-in-one edition. This game has been out since the Nintendo Wii over in Japan, and we still haven't gotten it. I'm dying. It says that this is an offline expansion, the Sleeping Hero and the Guiding Ally, which is set to launch on May 26th. It takes the players on a new adventure, and the volume of the expansion is equal to that of the main game, and will feature an original episode that was not depicted in Dragon Quest X offline. This is available like on everything over there on the PS5, PS4, the Switch, the PC. It originally released on Nintendo Wii, for God's sakes. And we don't have it! And like, come on! They have an offline mode. They won't even need to support servers over here. Give us this game, Square Enix. I am begging you! Now, in kind of news of the weird, Arbys, is bringing back its Dungeons & Dragons dice. Why a fast food restaurant is making Dungeons & Dragons dice is beyond me, but okay. So, it says that they put out their dice for the first time back in 2021, and they sold out surprisingly quickly. So fans have been clamoring for them to put up dice again, and that they'll be available for a limited amount of time on arbysshop.com, with a second drop made available on April 21st, which is today, the day that I'm recording it, but those dice actually sold out in 1 minute! Literally, 1 minute. I checked Twitter. So I tried to get my hands on these Arbys Dice to show you, but I couldn't because they sold out in 1 freaking minute. Like, come on. I don't know why people are going crazy for Arbys Dice, but okay, they're $12 for a dice. It's just interesting to me, I thought. We have another strange kind of story here, but one that I'm more interested in than some Arbys Dice. It says, Xenosaga fans unite to ask the publisher and potentially reviving the forgotten Pied Piper. If you've never heard of Pied Piper, you're in good company. I've never heard of it either. Apparently, this is a mobile telephone game released only in Japan for iMode and Vodafone back in 2004. That was back when our mobile games weren't actual, hot garbage trash. It says that basically there's this developer called Gmode whose sole job is basically to archive older mobile games for the Nintendo Switch, PC, Steam, that sort of thing. And they sent out a tweet and they asked their audience, which game do you guys want to see next? And everybody flooded them saying, I want this game. I want Xenosaga Pied Piper, because it's actually a part of the Xenosaga trilogy. It's a spin-off of it, and it forms, canonical information in regards to those games. They were flooded with so many messages that Xenosaga Pied Piper actually trended on Twitter, and it caused the designer of Ouroboros from Xenochronicles 3 to report on that. So this is actually kind of getting some news over in Japan, and then because Gmode saw the interest in the American audience or just the overseas market, people who were kind of copying and pasting Japanese messages because they didn't know Japanese and just saying, hey, I want this game. They later released that same tweet over in English, so they are looking at, English fans as well. So maybe if they do preserve this game, they'll maybe fan translate it or at least bring it some limelight. That's pretty neat, I've got to say. In a game that I've had my eye on for quite a bit of time because I have kind of fallen back in love with the Atelier series ever since Ryza came out, the very first Atelier game ever is getting a remake. So don't think that this is going to be anything like Ryza. This is going to be bare bones, basic. This was originally released back on the PlayStation. It's going to be a lot of crafting, that sort of thing. But it is getting a remake, and it is coming out here in the West, digital only, unfortunately. It's coming out for the PS5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch, as well as Steam. So there are various different versions of this that you can buy, and I just wanted to make you aware of this, essentially. Looks like the PS4 and PS5 version, like the regular version, is going to cost $50. The standard edition, you just get the remake and you get a useful items set for pre-ordering it. However, if you want to spend $20 more, you get more digital crap along with it. To me, if it's like, why are you buying? I don't get it. But anyway, it's digital only. There's no physical available. But there's a physical available in Japan, though. Just saying. For a digital deluxe edition, I don't know anybody who buys these digital deluxe editions. I really don't. But that's a tangent for another time. You get Atelier Marie Remake, Atelier Marie Plus, the Gust Extra Background Music Pack, Another Look costume set, which is a set of 33, as well as the Useful Items set. So, yeah, that is interesting right there. So if you're interested in this, you might want to pre-order it in order to get that extra DLC. But me, personally, I'm probably going to wait for a sale over on Steam for this one because, well, as I like Ryza, I don't know how much I'm going to like Marie, since it is kind of more archaic. And our final story of the day, which I think is pretty damn cool myself. A fan has reimagined Pokemon Red as a Square Enix HD-2D game. You know, every single time that the developer releases a Pokemon game, everybody and their mother bitch, whines, gripes about the graphics, the glitches. Oh my god, I can't believe that this looks so kiddie. Oh my god, what's wrong with the visuals? Blah, 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 blah. So, this guy took it into his own hands. It says, several videos made by 3D pixel artist designer Dot have surfaced this past week, showing off what Pokemon Red might look like if it was reimagined in HD 2D style, similar to recent Square Enix titles like Triangle Strategy and Octopath Traveler. It is a design which has sparked excitement from fans at how future Pokemon remakes could be made after the rather lackluster response to 2021's Pokemon Brilliant, Diamond, and Shining Pearl, and the more general gripes about the series' visuals in all new entries. This was remade in Unreal Engine, and it's showcasing what it could look like alongside the Game Boy originals, and you can see the Game Boy originals above my head right now. There's a further section which shows off a remade Vermilion City as well, and honestly, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Gotta say, yeah, I have liked the newer Pokemons, I really have. You know, Scarlet and Violet and all them, they were great, but put Pokemon in HD 2D like this, I am all about it. How about a Pokemon collection of like all the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance ones together in a collection, but all HD 2D remade, you know? And maybe after you beat like the remake, you can unlock the original. How cool would that be? Kind of like those Mega Man games that they're redoing right now. That would be super freaking sweet. I would be all about that. But no, in Pokemon, they're a cash grab thing. They wouldn't put a collection together. They just wouldn't do that. Anyway, that's it for the news. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite news story was. Let me know what you're most excited about. And let me know if I missed anything. Anything you want me to cover for next week. And as always, have a good day.